This lighter, I tell ya. Hi, Lisa. Lie down, Rosie. Lie down. Hi, Kristen. I'm trying to let my dog join in tonight, but she might have to go downstairs because she might be too frisky. Oh my. I always am hopeful that she'll settle down and be quiet, but sometimes that's too hard. So, how's everybody doing this evening? This is the first time I've seen you here, Lisa, for this 8 o'clock event. Yeah, I can see that this dog idea isn't going to work, so pardon me for a moment. I'll be right back. Hi, Lori. Come in. Come on. Go down. All right. It was a nice idea, a little pet therapy, but she's too frisky right now. Uh-oh. Wow, this is really amateurish. Okay, Rosie, go down. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, sorry about that. At least I got the candles lit. It's a full moon. I don't know what that has to do with any of this chaos, but it's a big full moon. I woke up at I guess about 3:45, which is way too early for me last night, but I did get a chance to see the moon, and it was really something. So maybe tonight you'll get a chance to look at the moon. It was still pretty high at 3:45 in the sky. So, and I had a really emotional day today. I've had an opportunity to work with a young woman who's in prison remotely. So I did my first session with her today, and it was great. It was really amazing. She's really young. She's in her early 20s. And so that was pretty emotional. And then I watched this documentary called Cracked Up. It's about Daryl Hammond, who's a actor, comedian, and it's about his kind of his recovery from PTSD and childhood abuse. And it was I thought very affecting and emotional. I cried throughout the whole thing. So I'm just kind of recovering from that. I would highly recommend that documentary, but it's pretty intense if you have any of your own stuff around the subject matter. It could be hard to watch. But it's really well done and really a testament to how powerful PTSD is, and also how powerful our recovery can be, and how we can be really restored and healed. And one of the tools that is used in trauma recovery is often practices like yoga and meditation. So practices where you're working with the body and the breath. And there were some scenes in the documentary with Daryl Hammond where he was working with a yoga therapist, and it was very sweet and sad and beautiful. So but all of those things today just reminded me of how powerful these tools can be for everybody. So I'm glad to be here another night. And So find your spot where you're going to set yourself up for this meditation this evening. So, as I say every night, by now you probably have a spot in your house where you can lie down on your back, or you could sit, and you probably have a few things handy if you've been doing this night after night, like maybe a pillow for your head or something to cover your eyes with. Maybe a blanket, although it's pretty warm now. The weather's getting warmer. My living room's probably about 75 degrees. And you might turn the lights down so you don't have any glare in your eyes. And just make yourself a space that is very comfortable and relaxing as we begin to bring ourselves into this space that we are getting familiar with in the evenings for the next 15 or 20 minutes. So coming onto your back and allowing yourself to be relaxed on the floor, heavy, letting your body come into this relationship with gravity where you are in a position where more of your body is grounded. So grounding yourself. And so right now I'm hearing a siren in the background, and I can hear other noises around me in my house, and you probably have all of those noises in your house too, and in your yard and in the background that you're contending with on some level. So as you settle into your meditation position, you can probably hear this siren right now. Just kind of allowing those noises to happen around you and just kind of noticing them without any concern or without attaching yourself to those noises. Knowing that wherever you are, whether you're in your house or you're in prison or you're in the woods, there's always going to be a lot of possibility for background noise. It's hard to find a really, really quiet place to meditate, even in nature. One thing I notice in the evenings here is the robins. They're very loud. It's a very pleasant sound, but they make a lot of noise at dusk. And dusk is moving further and further forward. This is day 43, I think, of doing this in the evening, and the light has, of course, completely changed in that time. When I first started, it was dark. So by now, hopefully you've got your eyes closed or you've covered your eyes so that you can also eliminate all of the visual distraction around you and bring yourself into a greater state of stillness. And let your breath tonight just be very natural, very comfortable and relaxed. So sometimes we do breathing exercises and sometimes we breathe more in a certain way, but tonight if you could just be aware of your breath, but not really too worried about it or trying to shape it in any way, just letting it be natural and comfortable. So noticing what that feels like for you to just have your natural, relaxed breath. And seeing if you can be a little heavier on the floor or on your back. So really surrendering the weight of your body. Letting it be very, very heavy. So you might take kind of a scan right now and just notice if there's places where you're resisting at all, where you're resisting being soft and relaxed, heavy on the floor. Sometimes it's subtle, so kind of noticing. Imagine if I came and put a heavy blanket on you, like a really heavy blanket? What are the parts of your body that would settle back even further against the floor? So for me, it's often the back of my rib cage, kind of slightly hard to get the lower ribs down heavily. So see if you can just kind of breathe some more kind of surrender into those parts of your body that feel still, lifted away from the floor or engaged or resisting. So feeling the back of your body, and then also feeling the front of your body. So you might have some additional tension in your face that you can soften, in your jaw, maybe in your throat or your neck. Maybe you can even feel like some of the weight of your bones and your organs you can feel it more from the front, kind of releasing and settling back. It might even feel a little bit like you're getting wider, like your body's taking up a little more space. Feeling the breath coming in and out through your nose, gently. And feeling the effects of this just a few minutes here on your back, relaxing, feeling the effects of that on your heart beating. So noticing if you're in a resting heart rate now, like your heart rate is slower. Feeling for some of the more subtle parts of your body, like see if you can notice some of the smaller areas, like your eyelids. Let your eyelids be very soft and relaxed. Let your nostrils be a little wider so there's more easy flow for the breath to come in and out. Same with your airway. If there's anything you can do to adjust your neck so that the air flows more freely, you could do that. You might open up the front of your chest a little bit more, maybe tucking your shoulder blades underneath a little bit. Noticing if there's any softening you can bring into your mouth and jaw. So if there's any tension in your tongue, in your vocal cords, deeper in your throat. Feeling the heaviness of your belly, and let your belly be soft. So sometimes we hold tension in our belly, or we try to hold our belly in some way. Just let it be completely relaxed. You might be able to feel the movement of the diaphragm deeper in your belly, the respiratory diaphragm. Feeling your eyes, your eyeballs themselves heavy, settling back into your head. You have these bones that protect the eyeballs really efficiently. So feeling the shape of your skull against the floor, and what an amazing housing your skull is for your brain and for all of these soft organs in your face, your eyes, and all the structures of your ears. Same thing with your rib cage, protecting your heart and your lungs. Sometimes we do a little more protective kinds of things with our body, like we round forward, or we kind of clench a little bit, or we contract, like we're shrinking a little bit. But in this case, let yourself expand and take up more space with your body. Like there's no amount of space that you don't have access to right now. there's even more space for your cells, the littler, teenier structures in your body to loosen and expand in some way. So you're not contracting, you are more expansive. And then you might feel into your emotional state. Today, as I was feeling emotional, as I watched the documentary and worked with a young woman who was in prison, I felt like I could really access my kind of both my joy and my sadness during those experiences. And I didn't cry while I was teaching yoga, but I was very emotional afterwards, and I was very emotional watching the documentary. And I just allowed myself to let the tears flow without feeling like there was a weakness about that or anything like that, or that it wasn't good that I was being emotional, or so I was kind of just like in a neutral state with it. So you might try to kind of access that in your own self, like now that your body is really relaxed and open and expansive, you might feel like your emotions can be a little bit more open, and it might feel like you can kind of release some of your emotions from the day. Not really by even doing anything, but just by having this body that is kind of in a more open state, if that makes sense. So there's like a flow happening, a flow of your energy with the universe, we'll say. Like the boundary of your body, the boundary that all these different parts of you, the boundaries that you've created are fully intact, but they're also permeable because you're safe right now. You're in a safe space. You're most likely in your own home. You might have blankets and pillows. You're really relaxed. There's nothing around you that is dangerous. So you can really have this kind of open flow of feeling. And it's not good or bad. It's like a release in some way. It's like a chance to maybe discharge some of your angst or your anxiety or fear or sadness, and just let it flow out of you. And the other part of that is the joy part. So, like while in watching this documentary today, while it was really sad, it was also like super inspiring to see somebody's healing process and journey that Daryl Hammond has been on. He was very open about his feelings and talked really freely about his experiences. So that is cause for feeling like inspired, I think, and feeling, so I'm just letting yourself experience the full range of possibilities of your feelings. Creating a little space for that. And so just feeling the container of your body, feeling the safety of your body. And in these last moments here, in this relaxed state, you might just take a moment to just breathe in and breathe out the word peace. So you might say it in your mind as you inhale, you're inhaling peace, and as you exhale, you're exhaling peace. So peace in, peace out. Peace in, peace out. Peace in, peace out. Just continuing that in your own mind, like a mantra. And the breath can be very gentle, or it can be more deep. It's totally up to you, of course. And just a few more breaths like that. And then here you might make a decision about how you are going to end this meditation. So you might come onto your side and come back up to your seat, or you might stay on your back if you're on your back now. So rolling over onto your right side and coming back to your seat and finding your long spine, if that's the direction you're going. If you're coming back into your evening. Or maybe you're listening to this later and you're in bed. I know a couple people do that. So you might be just drifting off to sleep. In any case, if you're coming back to your seat, finding your long spine and feeling the heaviness of your seat and your lower body, kind of feeling into your seat. So you might tip a little bit side to side, noticing if you sit heavier into one side of your body. I'm sitting up on a cushion. You might do that too. You can sit in a chair also. But just feeling what your habits are as you come back into your seat. And then noticing the breath. And then starting to bring in a little deeper, calm, relaxed breath. Just a nice balanced breath. Feeling some integrity in your spine as it rises up, lengthening up through the crown of the head. There's no strain in your neck and shoulders, so your head is completely supported by your body. Feeling the curves of your spine. So there's movement with the breath. There's the movement of energy in your body. You're not just stuck. There's this free-flowing movement of energy and breath. And of your emotions. Your emotions can move out of you freely. Nothing feels stuck. And then you might bring your hands together at your heart. And you could bow your head to your own practice, to your own inner teacher, your higher self or your higher power. Namaste and have a relaxing evening, and I will see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Sorry for the spooky lighting. I think I usually have a lamp on in here and I don't have it. I look very spooky. Happy full moon.